Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Welcome to Severely Underrated, and welcome to a film that makes you feel like you walked into a gothic amusement park after 3 espressos.
Because we do not exist.
But let's start with the basics. This is a movie where Hugh Jackman wears a fedora, a giant leather coat, and his best "I'm too cool for monsters cool" face as Gabriel Van Helsing, a guy with a mysterious past, magical gadgets, and enough angst to fill Dracula's castle 3 times over.
Man hasn't killed you yet.
Don't worry, he's getting to it.
Welcome to Van Helsing.
Lorded over by Count Dracula.
The story, if you can call it that, centers around Van Helsing, who works for the Vatican's secret monster hunting division. Yes, you heard that right. The Vatican apparently has an entire underground operation dedicated to, dispatching gothic nightmares because someone has to.
Governments and empires come and go, but we have kept mankind safe since time immemorial.
Van Helsing is their top agent, though it's unclear why, because his primary skill seems to be barely surviving chaotic encounters with monsters that seem way more organized than him. His mission? Go to Transylvania and kill Dracula. Simple, right?
Absolutely not.
Let's take a moment to appreciate Dracula, a villain whose mood swings rival a toddler who's missed nap time. 1 minute he's suave, the next he's flailing around in some bizarre attempt to demonstrate evil power. His plan? To bring his little bat babies to life using Frankenstein's monster as a kind of organic car battery.
What's wrong, Rick? Is it the quantum carburetor or something? Quantum carburetor? Jesus, Morty, you can't just add a sci-fi word to a car word and hope it means something. Huh, looks like something's wrong with the microverse battery.
Now, after 9 feet tall, he has a bad gimp in his right leg and 3 copper teeth.
How do you know he has copper teeth?
Because he's standing right behind you.
This brings us to Frankenstein's monster, who looks like he's had one too many rounds with the local lightning storm. He's actually the most relatable character in the movie, mostly because he spends the entire film trying to avoid being used as a tool in Dracula's bizarre science fair project. He is surprisingly eloquent for a guy whose face looks like it was assembled in a hurry by someone following IKEA instructions. Also, the early 2000s, when CGI was new enough that it could be used for everything, and boy does Van Helsing take this to heart. Dracula's brides, when they're not hissing like broken pipes, morph into screeching bat-like creatures that apparently have the strength to throw horses into the air, but can be felled by the power of crossbow bolts and bad luck. The action scenes are a blend of wild choreography, rope swinging and explosions, all of which seem to occur regardless of whether they're necessary. Van Helsing never walks when he can dramatically leap or swing from something, because apparently gravity is for lesser mortals. There's an early scene where Van Helsing fights Mr. Hyde in Notre Dame, which involves him bouncing, defying physics in ways that would make even Spider-Man jealous.
I am Count Ladislas Dracula.
So, Dracula's children are birthed in giant gooey sacks, and they occasionally burst out like some kind of grotesque piñatas. But every time they're born, they promptly die, because as the movie explains in one of its many ridiculous leaps of logic, they need a living power source. Enter Frankenstein's monster, who, after countless lightning bolts to the brain, apparently has enough juice to power all of Dracula's offspring.
Let me go.
Where are you going to go? I don't know if you've looked in the mirror lately, but you kind of stick out in the crowd.
Dracula is convinced that bringing his bat babies to life will somehow allow him to conquer the world, though the mechanics of this are fuzzy. What does Dracula plan to do with thousands of flying baby vampires? Start a daycare? Sell them on eBay? $1,000 per bat kid? I heard that a guy in Gotham goes through them like tissues for his daddy issues. Van Helsing's final transformation happens during the climactic battle with Dracula, and suddenly a brooding monster hunter is staring through Dracula's castle like a rabid dog on a sugar high. It's a fight that involves more snarling and window smashing than actual tactics, but it's the kind of over-the-top spectacle this movie thrives on, and let's not kid each other. It freaking rocks.
1462, Dracula was banished to an icy fortress.
And then the devil gave him wings.
In conclusion, Van Helsing is the cinematic equivalent of throwing every gothic horror trope into a blender and hitting Wolverine. It's a film that defies logic, science, and the laws of good sense, but does so with such glee and self-confidence that you can't help but admire it. Sure, it's nonsensical. Sure, the dialogue is cheesy enough to make nachos jealous, and sure, the plot could have been written by someone pulling monster names out of a hat, but it's also a wildly entertaining over-the-top ride that will not leave you bored.
Run like hell.
So yeah, boys and gals, and remember to be nice to one another, have fun, leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe for more videos.
Help me! But you're supposed to die! I want to live! Oh, no, you don't! What are you doing?